Get me no J. You are arresting your coming to J, but I don't know how you put go in J.
Okay, you know what?
No.
I cannot take you to jail. You don't have
You will get me, Josie. But the way you treated us, you made us spend 385,000 Liberian to go to election. And you wanted your group, you are sort of tell the chair with you all our father. You do it, we spend our money, they can play for all of us.
You know what? You know what you do?
No.
My appeal to you is I am building an institution for the country and the country.
So now, we have a demonstration applying to the country.
If you want to go there to destroy, yeah, the road open.
No, I already applied to the county attorney. I told you, okay, now we're going there. The moment we go to court, we not get redress. We're going to your school, we have demonstration.
Go there and you cannot even go to campus.
Anything you want to do to him, Papa, do to him. My life is not important now. The father will get no feeling. Do anything you want to do to me.
I want to go see Jesus.
My dad, I want to go to Jesus. Do anything you want to, Papa.
If you try and just go there, you will meet the force on the ground.
I will go there. I will go there. You want to kill me?
In Parliament, this we pay so much, Minister Maite. This minister that we pay so much, Minister Maite, she's sleeping in Parliament, and with that position, she's going to fall. And the minister would have fallen. She's still sleeping. She's still. I don't know what's happening.
That's not a point of order. Take the seat.
No. The minister is sleeping. You can't say that's not a point of order.
No, Josie,
are you condoning people sleeping now?
Josie,
this minister that we pay so much, Minister Maite, she's sleeping in Parliament, and with that position, she's going to fall. And the minister would have fallen. She's still sleeping. She's still. I don't know what's happening.
That's not a point of order. Take the seat.
No. The minister is sleeping. You can't say that's not a point of order.
No, Josie,
are you condoning people sleeping now?
Josie,
And I wait for my moment. And I wait for my favorite time. When the sound of the conga, the beating of the drum, all the drum from Nimba, that drum from Bob County, the local county drum. This is the TBS, the True Breakfast Show. Thursday morning, June 29th. June will pass by July on tomorrow. Like June passing by July. As June comes to an end, as a tenant, oh man, the landlords, landlord, the tenant, the moment you pay your rent and you are issued a receipt, what it means, the law is that the landlord is granting you the right to peaceful enjoyment of the property. When the tenant pays the rent after being issued receipt, the law granting you is that you enjoy your peaceful stay, enjoyment of the property. Once this day is done, you are determined to the entrance, uses, and safety of the property, including the landlord for trespass against any trespassers, strangers as well. The landlord, however, can only supervise and maintain the property, but respect the permission from you as a tenant. Within the reasonable hours of the day, know your rights and don't let anyone treat you like slave for what you are paying for. A nice one, a beautiful one. Knowledge is power. Bobby Addison. And I got you on my back this morning. Good morning, folks. Welcome to the TBS, the True Breakfast Show. 9 minutes up to maybe 10 minutes up to 8 o'clock. It's a Thursday morning cutting across the land and breadth of the Republic of Liberia. Let justice be done to all. That's why we say the love of liberty matters here. 103 days for elections. 103. And someone calls 103 the police this morning. 103 Prince Mobile. 103 days for elections. Good morning to all of our leaders. My name is O'Neill. This is O'Neill Roberts. MARKA Davis. Indeed, God is the greatest in the midst of country first. Good morning to you, MARKA. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Good morning, O'Neill. Please do some technical work.
Editing of course. Difficulty, I'm being paying rent to landlord. So he's thinking.
Yeah. So good morning to our people, and the good thing is, your man, Marabio now, the man, now he's seat now.
He's
not worrying about anything again. But I mean, I've been trying to see what's the history of inauguration in church. Is that just? I mean, it's a little bit strange, but for me, it's that
they went to the pool on Saturday.
Inauguration
Sunday
on
result,
Tuesday.
Monday result, Tuesday inauguration. Tell me.
Wow. Good to get a 5 flag.
Let me some joke. Good morning to the Chief Justice. Shannon, how you doing this morning? Yes, hope you're okay this morning. Imagine now, the way the opposition really wanted to hear. Let me some joke. They want a joke. The way the opposition really wanted to hear. We should start with first. The opposition now. The person that was winning now.
For example, comments.
Okay, are you saying? Is that a Benedict Cummings win the election? You think you'll tell Santa? Because we'll go to the poll on Tuesday. Yeah, October 18th on Tuesday, right?
Yeah.
Wednesday,
Thursday results out.
You say
Friday.
Cummings will say
Friday inauguration.
Yeah, inauguration. Burger too for even wishing for the TN too. Burger on Tuesday, Wednesday will say no. Do my own quick. So many info. They won't buy you say the same day the legal people get waste down. What the other man is that? Dr. Monumba. Parents Monumba. Grace Point will tell you say, look, let's do the thing here. The poor they believe us. Now the thing, no wasting time. Anybody go to the Supreme Court that one I hate. Anyway. Robert Morris. Who else again? Check we out here. And the presidential candidate will call me. Who else? Okay, money. The Brazil second term. And they say everybody say one round, right? John Weir will say the same day.
I don't know. I think the reason why.
Anyway.
Yeah, I think the reason why that election didn't go to second round. I don't know whether the first election that a lot of people
It was just sworn in. It was not an inauguration, but it was sworn in. Yeah, right away. No wasting time.
Okay. That's-
Any other issue
Well,
go to the
anyway.
Supreme Court?
Yeah, yeah. So I think certain thing like this were came up in the legislature right after the 2020 midterm election in Liberia, when some lawmakers were trying to propose that when one is announced winner, whether there are other legal issues the person should be soon in,
Right away.
while the legal issues are ongoing.
No recounting.
Yeah, so other people came against it.
I said no.
Other people came against it. Heaven is it? When I man takes seat already, legal or no legal, I mean, he will fight to the death.
That's funny.
I know, fight to death to ensure that he maintains the seat. So, like for example, I think they actually came up over the Brandon Samuka case issue. Yeah,
Someone to miss it.
when somebody is.
My God, let's also someone miss it.
Yeah, but I think he's a strong character. Yeah, he's a very strong man, and he's one of the persons that I really hold in high esteem, especially when it comes to being strong.
Standing tension.
Yes,
So Poké
yes.
Miguel.
Thick skin. Yeah, he's strong. He's brave. I think he's a soldier for real. Yeah.
It made it no far.
Yeah, he's strong. About it, man. And then I put him on in the race again.
You want put that?
You want it? No,
No, you want that. Okay, you want support?
Yeah,
Okay,
he
you want.
want support, but the person in party won't carry. You not agree?
Okay. And let me just say before you say, look, this is we had a conversation in the week. Yeah, he said he spent most of the time in Lofa talking about Berlin Samuka. Yeah, so I said, so he put his Steve Zago hand up. My opinion is for the conversation.
Yeah. So the truth is, the United Party wants to carry Zago.
Yeah.
And he is saying that his man Kotima.
Kotima.
Yeah, Kotima. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, man, stood with me. Do the ring and the song. When nobody wanted to see my face in this country, Fatima was with me. Going from one media institution to another to defend me. I didn't say Moki Gesa and
yeah, Papa Zago, yeah, Washington.
yeah.
But Brandon say open right.
I mean, calling it, man.
Yeah, we get it like that. Look, the lobbying that going on. Let's make it not include them when I'm that joke before we start the show. The lobbying that is going on right now. One of the major lobbyists in district number 4. In this district is 4. Yeah. They done involved the Unity Party for 12 years, more than even 18 years. Abby Kane. Yeah. The VSB, Jeremiah Koo and Senator Yomli. The current lawmaker ran to her.
Okay.
Rosalind went and she knelt down before Yomli and said, put me on United Party ticket.
So District 4 is going to be Youngly slot.
Yeah.
On a rescue tree.
The Unity Party do no consultation. They had to having head on the side. That man. So that you brought all Brandon Samuka when you look
Brandon said he's standing with Fatima. Yeah.
So it means that will be on.
No, so what will happen is that there will likely be a part of, because if Unity Party insists they are supporting, and it's a star of Unity Party, you know that, right?
Yeah.
So if Unity Party insists they are supporting Zago, then he too will split his support and support him, man.
So that Lofa, then District 4, Rosalind prior to Yombly estate, Bogatu didn't choose Yombly, right? So when the senator said if I will listen. So I'm in District 4, yeah, they pack it up. The civil District 5 too. More Ali to back up, right?
For
Priscilla Cobalt, yeah, another Yombly dollar too. Damn it. They haven't had that going on in the district, and he said.
But it's almost the Yombly conductor for the rescue tree.
Oh.
But they play the conductor say the car should go that where the tree will go.
That's what is happening. Oh, they sell a fashion on the party level. Will not be easy.
So like we always say,
they're wanting the CDC too. Hold on. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
The CDC and the PLP have merged, right? Yeah, the late Dana Cassell party.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the PLP had their own candidate called Cecilia Sawetier. Yeah, Cecilia Sawetier.
And CDC House,
Sir Joseph. So the old man says she can't agree. And Sir Joseph will not want to go for primary with Cecilia Sawetier. They got war.
But even if I agree, the woman will agree to go to primary. She
No,
ready
no.
to go to primary.
No, the old man said it's not for her already. But now the PLP and the CDC are ready more. Anyway.
Yeah, so like we were saying, we have said
Yeah,
before,
we should need a CPP or two.
but we have not seen any major.
No, the CPP too.
The person was lost
District
somewhere.
number 3. Kuku Daba.
Oh, okay.
Kuku Daba and what's this guy name? I think he get registered.
Kumaya?
Yeah.
Oh, Kumaya staying independent. All right.
No, I think maybe Kumaya going to be
Yeah,
there.
so that one is done.
Then before the man say, oh, you're
Yeah,
leaving the
so
war.
she's cancelled out God now.
Yeah, Kuku.
She wants to bounce back.
Yeah.
She was there before.
Yeah, sure, there before.
Yeah, she
So
wants to come back.
Kuku going on that slot. That District 300.
Oh man, they paid out there. They not call it.
Eh? You can also represent.
Yeah, they call it last one.
You know, Grace Pan said something yesterday. Back before you do your beautiful lineup.
Yeah.
Grace Pan, the running mate to that the Clarence Moldova said something. And I'm sure this information not the heart of difficulty. So let's take for example, a representative earns 12,000 US on a monthly basis, right? And this had never come to my mind, you know, all along.
In fact, you write down to let's say 10
Yeah, let's say 10,000, right?
and calculate it
Let's calculate our lawmaker salary.
at a rate.
Like I think one of the VSB, not all saying it, the VSB of Dr. Clarence Monoba, Grace Tikman, she was on the show yesterday. She said the lawmakers makes 10,000, for example.
Mm-hmm.
What is the Central Bank of Liberia rate? Let's put it at
75.
175. Because the rate for the Central Bank, the one on the black on the street, are two different. So calculate 10,000 of the lawmaker. Let's calculate Rachel Lynn's salary. 10,000 US on a monthly basis times the CBL rate, 175, right? How much is that on a monthly basis? It's
750,000.
1,750,000 every month. Damn it.
Yeah.
Liberian dollars.
Like 1.7 million
1.7 million.
every month.
Everybody never make this kind of money during this time.
So they have always argued.
Yeah.
They have always argued their benefit salary not in that range.
Yeah.
So let's bring it to the number they have always called. They always say 8,000.
Okay,
8,000.
okay, let's calculate
So let's
8,000.
bring it to 8.
Okay, let's calculate 8,000. Yeah? No, sorry, today our last edition for this week. That's how we're starting the show. 8,000. If the lawmaker makes 8,000, right?
So it's still 1.4 million
1.4 million every month it
every
makes.
month.
Then the police officer attends and direct traffic
Makes $140.
$140. I may get 4 or 5 children.
You hope yes, or maybe you know the refugee.
The police salary are two. One in Liberian dollar
Okay.
and one in the USD.
But one I in Liberian dollar reaches 6,000.
They read 8,000 LD.
8.
Yes, it's hard to say it. And look, push to say, if this is CMA, he says you go arrest criminal. Someone who makes less than $140.
We should be out in the night. Patrolling.
So,
Okay.
I gotta start a show, man. Okay.
Okay, folks. Again, welcome to the Truth Breakfast Show here on Truth 96.1 FM, the heart and soul of Liberia. This is where national unity begins. That's why we cut across our radio shows, our programs. We do not place restriction on any of our shows, except people sometimes people place ban on themselves and say certain radio station can't just go there, because you know obviously when you come we'll ask you the same question we're asking everybody.
Okay.
You have to address these issues and be careful, electors. If you see anybody who is going for public office and afraid to go for interview, just be careful. That person has skeleton in the closet.
Instead of not calling me, I don't know. Yeah, the Babolu one.
I don't know whether you want to do something live.
Say that anything I'm live on the
No,
show.
we are live. If you don't know,
Anything I have here on a session, then I probably.
Yeah.
They will use a podcast session.
Yeah, sure. You know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, folks, this morning on the show, today is Thursday, the 29th day of June 20.
Like Grace Pan 70, you don't hold it against her. It's Grace Pan. Yeah, Grace Pan.
2023, and 103 days to election.
Yeah,
See what you mentioned.
103.
Yeah, 103.
103. 103.
Yes. So this morning again, look, we've always said that we have good laws, but we must implement them in order for society to run. The president issued an executive order months ago, executive order number 117.
Yes, 117.
Okay, asking appointed officials of government to resign before they put a mob in the election business. You understand?
That's simple English.
Yeah.
Ellen Johnson.
Yes, simple. I'm telling you, if the president said, all of you who want to run, you move your hand from government, building, you resign, then you can go run. Since the president issued this executive order number 117, we still observe that people who are supposed to obey this executive order are still comfortably seated in their government offices and canvassing. I don't want to say campaigning, canvassing, having engagement with the population. They call it community engagement. Yeah, but you know that's indirect something. Yeah. So we will talk about this morning in our studio chat. We'll also look at the slow pace of the candidate registration process. Some of you been passing around here. Oh yes, you'll go to the intellectual center. You'll say, yeah, I'll be running. Since they open the nomination, you guys are shying away. What's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on? We have run on to the 14th of July. It is closed. Okay, so we'll be talking about that. 8:15 to 8:30, we'll open the lines for the segment. Speak to your leaders. We always do that, give you the opportunity to speak with your leaders. 8:30 to 9 o'clock this morning. This one is human interest. Old man really from Lower Johnsonville around the FDA area. He will be with us on the first segment of the show. We have some issue to express concerning the death of his daughter. Okay,
it's a sad one.
Yeah, it's a sad one. When he comes here, he will explain the details. We don't want to give you the details. So he will be with us as our first guest this morning.
Let me just put it this way. He said his daughter was taken to a nearby hospital in the FDA community, the Tasak clinic.
Okay.
In less than 5-6 minutes after he spoke to the girl on the phone, the boy, a nearby neighbor called and said your daughter had just passed. I think this thing is trending all on the social media, and nobody's saying nothing to him. He feels that his right is being overloaded, so we decided to bring him on the public space.
Okay.
Yes.
So yes, you'll be here, and also the platform is open. Folks from the clinic, they can call and provide their side. So this is what it's going to be like from 8:30 to 9 o'clock this morning. 9 to 9:05, we'll bring you sports, a bit of entertainment and commercials. 9:15 to 10 o'clock, we have a new political auxiliary group coming up under the banner Cummins Octopus. I know when you hear the name, you say, wow. So Cummins Octopus will be here this morning. We'll be unveiling the Cummins Octopus on the TBS this morning, and the national chairman of that group is going to be the one sitting with us on the TBS here this morning. Otis B. Kura is his name. Otis B. Kura, he's going to be sitting with us this morning, the national chairman of the Cummins Octopus. Yes, so that will be the last segment of the show this morning. And as you are aware, today is Thursday, our last edition for the week. So yes,
it's a beautiful lineup. I almost say the pocket pan. The octopus there.
Octopus, not pocket pan.
The pocket pan of la follow.
That follow.
Okay.
I saw the sample, I got scared. I said, the other movement here, you real juke, man, give people.
Also, octopus for Cummins.
For Cummins,
okay.
Yeah. Cummins Octopus.
Then the pocket pan.
The pocket pan for
Maggie.
Maggie, people should be careful because the pocket pan quills. You know the quills of the pocket pan, right?
Yeah. It hits you that properly. It
poisonous.
Yeah, too
poisonous.
Yes,
it got poison.
Strong movement. The pocket pan movement.
The pocket pan movement.
Yes, well, good morning. It's a beautiful lineup. And despite this was not part of our lineup, MARKA, this is actually trending now on the social media. Let me say good morning to a lecturer. I did some background investigation. You know, Lucia Dinah Sonin, a lecturer at the law school there. This thing is taking the social media all around. That she sent in a resignation. You know, she wrote on Facebook on Sunday that she had resigned, and she was termed as the youngest assistant professor of law at the Louis Arthur Grant School of Law. So she resigned. She have taken the matter to the Supreme Court. And here is my disappointment with you, Louisa Dinah Swanin. I mean, you're a legal person, right? Granted. Once you have taken the matter to the court, I don't think you have the right now. You keep posting on the social media. And something that is very interesting to know, you post student name. This is a breach. You know, the Pepper Bird, there are a lot of online media on the Facebook now. The Pepper Bird carry the information highlighting all of the students' names that you feel that was affected. And this is a breach in academic policy. Even if you pass or entrance, good morning to you, Council. Council Sonny, good morning to you. All right? If I'm wrong, someone should tell me what I'm wrong. If you go for an entrance, if you fill that entrance, your ID number will be placed out, not your name. It's part of the academic policy. Those of you academia, you know it. Even if you pass the entrance, even if you pass WAEC, this is the main reason they gave the student what? The ID number. 2 days or so, I was lashing at the UN authority. But knowing that this council, she's not employed by the University of Liberia. So, council, you're contradicting yourself. I've done some investigation. You are a part-timer at the law school there. A part-timer don't resign. I hope you're getting me clear. If you are a part-timer, you don't send in resignation. And the course that apply legal studies course, like normally you'll see a teacher helper or teacher aide. So the dean of the law school, Dean Babu, your continuous silence is not helping you. I will just stop there today and left for the law school to pick it up. You brought in this lecturer. I don't want to call assistant professor. Our investigation, Sonny, you are not an associate professor. You are a lecturer. A lecturer. Like David Cody refers to me yesterday, professor. I said, no, don't call me professor. I just have an MBA. So if a lecturer has tasks, they'll refer to me as a lecturer. You are a lecturer. You are even helping with this course with Dean Babu. But the resignation you posted on Facebook, I mean, it's not a good one. A lecturer or part-timer don't resign. You don't resign. And furthermore, you have taken this issue to what? The Supreme Court. So stop writing. If this is politically driven, then it's a bad thing. You keep writing. There are a lot of great counselors that came out of that Louis Arthur Grant School of Law. So what is happening now? That entire institution is being branded one of the worst law school that ever existed in this country. Our investigation, as I conclude, you are a part-timer, and a part-timer don't resign. And the name that was posted, 1 or 2 persons' name was extracted from that listing. We're talking about integrity here. Someone that is very close to her, that name was removed from that list. They think Debo. So when you won't come up, you come out good. Because you know, so the fighting will be, it will come from another different angle. You are not an associate professor. You are a lecturer. And part-timer don't resign. And the UL now, the Louis Arthur Grant School, Dean Babu, and the rest of it, you should pick up and bring all the full details. There are a lot of counselor names that are on that list, Marka. On the social, you go see some of your own men in there. And normally, there's a breach of academic policy.
Yeah.
You don't post the person name. That's why I said they always give you ID number. Even going for any entrance, they give you ID number. If you fill that entrance, it left with you. That's it. Like I go for my medical record. You saw what happened to Ambassador Bwaka last time? That fake, what I say, it was a fake medical record that came out. You don't have the right to that. And so, yeah, man.
Yeah, so just in line with that, we also like to appreciate the Liberian National Bar Association. They are also launching a probe into all of these reports coming from the law school. And it is they are the mother body for lawyers in the country. So with anything happens to the Louis Arthur Graham School of Law, will one way or the other affect the Liberian National Bar Association, because you're aware all counselors, attorneys at law, judges, they are all part of the bar, and students of the Louis Arthur Graham School of Law are also, affiliate members of the National Bar Association.
Sure.
So with these kind of information coming up,
it affects all of them.
Yes. So the bar has launched a probe into the matter, and I think they will come up with their own report after their investigation. So let me appreciate the the president and the secretary general of the bar, Bono Varma, as well as Sylvester D. Renning. I think it was very important that the bar took siege of the matter also to look into it, because the integrity of that school is one of the most respected in this region, not only in Liberia.
And my next target
in this region. I'm not spoiling thing for Winnie. I'm not spoiling thing for Winnie. So yes, the bar, we love to appreciate you. We want you to be, the people can say, magnanimous in your
don't be obnoxious. Don't be the Solomon Joshua.
Yes, in your probe, and come up with your funding so that we can just clear the thing off that school once and for all. Yes. So Odiu, thank you for bringing that up this morning.
Yeah, I mean, these people are legal people. Once you take something to the court, it's at the highest ballet. Stop writing on Facebook. Yeah, man.
I said social media. You know that we really misuse social media in Africa?
Yeah, sure.
I don't want to say Liberia alone. We misuse social media in Africa.
You don't do it.
Every professional people and all misuse, because you don't. Let me tell you, this whole RT thing, that new word by itself. Sometimes you get doctorate degree, say you don't know the principles of social media, the internet. You abuse it.
Social media.
You abuse it.
Council
law, posting resignation letter on Facebook and all of that. So are you trying to buy public sentiment against the university or what?
How the information got out to the paper bird? I think that social media link, they have deleted the post from that because they had a lot of students' name on it. You don't do it. You breach academic policy. Put people's names up. No, man. Anyway, let's move on. So
yeah, let's move on.
Let's move on. Yeah, that long place there. I see Norway 12 texting and the council. Let's leave it at the text. But this code of conduct thing. Good morning to One, the black president of Liberia. George is still the president. He's still the face of Liberia.
Why you always calling One?
Yeah,
security
code, the head.
Okay.
Yeah, One. The OPS men in the West. Talking about One. Yeah, the way you say the CIC, the commander in chief. So George is still the president. He won her in 3 days. I mean, the president. Good morning to you, my black president. That executive order that you issue in some part of March. The exact day was March 9, March 10. The e-mention carried that President George Weah issued an executive order 117 asking appointed public officials to resign his or her post
if they want to run.
If you want to contest. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a good thing if you want to represent your people, it's a good thing. But Mr. President, there are some of your cabinets, you stay hanging on to this position because of why we say Liberia, we're going to talk and nothing will come out of it. There are some people still doing community engagements. You stay hanging on. If you want, let me just start out with the labor ministry. My God. The labor ministry. The assistant minister of labor there in District 5. She resigned. 2 days later, went back for a letter to Minister Charles Gibbs saying, I did the labor ministry to bet me on this one. She won't contest her. But look at it. So, I mean, you can't leave certain for uncertain. They think you won't go for, you sure of it. You know one of the people will vote you, but you're a minister already. So which one? The one that in your hand, maintain it. So 2 days, 3 days later, she went back for the communication. And the employees then, they want to know, well, the minister saying her resignation, but we see the minister back in office. She have asked Charles Gibson, well, giving the communication back. Still want to work. I mean, this is saddening. The small arms, our own man. What's his name? Maxwell Gracebury. Gracebury wants to test the inside note and stay hanging to the president. I'm calling all the people defying President George Weah. This executive order. I said anything that happened from now to the election will have a clear effect on the election. Our own man Maxwell. Maxwell is serially contesting. Our other men from Water and Sewer too. Arthur Hilton. That District 11 there. You stay hanging out to the position. This guy from Mines and Energy, Arthur Gotolo.
Arthur Gotolo, yeah.
Gotolo, District number 6. You stay hangs to the position. I mean, this is not fair enough.
Arthur Gotolo, I think he's director of Mines.
Mines,
yeah.
Yes. That's a appointed position there. You stay hangs to the position. And there are several other names, if we care to mention. The president, the highest man in the country, cannot issue what we call an executive order.
So you see, again, it brings to the issue of governance. Sometimes the way you lead, that's how people who are following you will walk in your footsteps. The president issued the executive order when people start canvassing or quote unquote community engagement with their flyers expressing interest to run, vote, and thing. And this thing was issued on March 14 exactly.
Yeah, March.
Yeah, March 14. Mm-hmm. And up to that time, some of them still hinting, oh, stay waiting whether it will work. We stay waiting whether it will stand. All that kind of thing. I mean, it doesn't show sign of good governance. In the first place, the code of conduct gave I think 2 years initially.
Yes.
2 years initially before they work around it and brought it down to I think 1 year. And after that, people still holding onto their positions, running around in the districts, in the counties, and in the country that they are running, buying campaign materials and all of these things, and they are still occupying government positions. And the intent of that code of conduct, for me, this law is a very good law, but politically, people have played with this law all kind of way. Some of the very lawmakers who passed that law have disrespected that instrument over the time, and today the code of conduct is almost like a toothless bulldog. It's just like a piece of paper. Nobody respecting it. Mm-hmm. The code of conduct is not a book, and the president coming out with an executive order, for example, to reinforce the code of conduct. And yet, then still, his lieutenants, his deputies say, "Oh, that did talking."
So I don't want to think maybe the president is aware. So this will bring the national platform because other aspirants in this district, MARKA, they are not satisfied. They say, but this person still hanging on a position. If they want to contest, this person still get government salary regularly.
Only the worst thing that any leader will do is not to be aware of what is happening in his cycle, in his government. Look, the president should know about everything that happens in the government. Mm-hmm. Yes, the president should know. If any president that would say they don't know about this one, like for example, when the president said, "Oh, they say certain people taking pay below the decent work act," and I order that the people pays. I mean, their salaries be raised. That was so bad. You know what I'm laughing at? So at the Ministry of Labor, I'm forced to talk about labor because people who have labor problem, the cases just on the desk there. Yeah. So the labor minister, the assistant minister asked for we'll call an administrative excuse. There you go. Instead of resignation?
Instead of resignation, no.
Administrative excuse.
Administrative excuse. And the Minister of Labor has signed this administrative excuse. Meaning that when the month ends, she still gets her pay, but why she will contest.
If she doesn't win, she can still go back. Maybe in her excuse you.
Yeah, administrative excuse now. And mind you, there are some other guys, they are not appointed, right? But they will be contested. You shouldn't wish on them. There are some people who just work into government institutions, they are not appointed, but they will be contesting. So the people at the top level now asking for administrative excuse, you too should ask for your own administrative excuse.
Yeah, so the president should not say, "Oh, I'm not aware of this." Look, that's why every ministry, agency, and commission of government, they always have to. That's why sometimes we question the communication link between the Minister of Information and all the other institutions. There should be briefing consistently, and as they are briefing the communication arm of the government, that arm is also responsible to brief the president consistently. There is nothing that happened in Liberia that the president should not know.
Yes.
Nothing that happened in Liberia that the president should not know. So if people are disrespecting the Executive Order 117, and somebody will say maybe the president doesn't know, well, I don't want to buy that argument. Yeah. So
for me, that's how I said it. I just thought about it. So the guys from the Labor Ministry keep
the president
calling.
knows that the president ensures that the appropriate action is taken.
That's why she asked for administrative excuse.
What do you call administrative excuse? What is administrative excuse?
Damn it.
So what is the duration of the administrative excuse? They say that they see where they want to our man in Senegal, the president, the opposition, they want to in there for 2 years after the election and the free. So you take administrative excuse so that when you lose the election, you come back to work? Or what is it? So people should respect policies. So if some of you who are disrespecting the code of conduct, disrespecting the presidential order, or the executive order. So if you become lawmaker, what should we expect of you?
For me, I just feel that's greediness.
Yeah. What should we expect of you?
Yeah.
It is everybody's right to run, but just go by the policies, the laws on the book.
Exactly.
If you want to run, move on there.
Move on there. The simple way.
The reason is the crafter or the crafters of this law, their point is that they don't want for you to be using state resources for your personal campaign activities. You will start signing checks around here because some of you are signatory A and B to some accounts in government. Before we look, you already know how to manipulate system in the country.
Just to add a right, Grace Point came yesterday and she promised to give us. She came with a whole
dossier,
a dossier of documents or receipts that some current and past lawmakers have been signing. Dubious.
Yes.
Dubiously.
The county accounts.
The county
social development
funds. And Monday we'll take up time and go and we'll do our own auditing too.
Yes. So again, like I was in flight.
Yeah.
Some of you are already good at manipulating systems. So they allow some of you to sit as deputy minister, assistant minister, and allow you to run campaign. That ministerial commission money will finish because I'll be signing, manipulating the system and withdrawing from the accounts and running campaign with the money. You'll be using government vehicles that are meant for government operation to be running campaign. That's the reason the crafter said no. If you want to run 2 years, resign, go take your money, your own money, buy your car, go do your campaign material and run. If you win, fine.
For example,
okay, you're not supposed to be using public resources for a personal campaign. But can we even say this in the case with the ruling party? All the money they're using are the party money?
Well, that ruling party, that election. But let Richmond Anna say,
how can you even distinguish the government money from the ruling party money?
Let Richmond Anna say now is contesting where? District 12. Yeah, District 12.
District 12.
Yeah, there you get someone in government now taking a paycheck. What have been using high-end struggling money? Amara for Amara we call Fofana. You know, that's not been fair enough. So at all, look, it will take upon our time every day. We will call all of you in. We're getting more name texts are coming in. You know, even our man Janjo Bagbe.
Yeah.
Janjo Bagbe in Grand Basso County.
Basso.
Yeah, probably. I'm hearing that he will contest.
The person who is telling us on this live feed that Brisbane has resigned and even turned over, please send us the copy of the resignation letter. Please. We will really appreciate.
Okay.
Yeah, if you send it, we will appreciate.
All right. And before we get the lines activated, let me do this SOS call. Okay. Let me do this SOS call quickly for the CID section of the Liberian National Police. The CID is a criminal service division. The only vehicle. I'm talking every morning doing an SOS call for the police.
Okay.
The only vehicle, the criminal service division of the LNP has only one vehicle. Can you imagine?
One HQ?
The headquarters.
Wow.
Not in Magibio, not in Bon, not in Lofao.
Central Monrovia.
Central Monrovia. The only vehicle of the CID, the criminal service division of the LNP, have been down for more than 5 months.
Wow.
So if you have criminal matter in your area, how do you expect the division to operate?
So how are they supposed to repair it?
Yeah?
They need to repair it or they need new one?
The vehicle is beyond repair.
Wow. But the last time they told me they were working on some procurement for of vehicles for police people. So is that the procedure alone will last until the election is over?
The people push to the water. I repeat, the only vehicle of the CID division of the Liberian National Police.
And in recent times, the RG have been quiet.
Oh, IG?
Yeah, the RG has been quiet. In
IG 102.
They've been quiet. I don't know why.
I don't know. But we're still seeing riot police. Riot police are just a dust bet.
So I see some people in that green suit. Are they on training at the academy?
The new training. Yeah.
Okay, yes. I see.
Yeah, the new force of the police. They're like there.
Okay, that's good.
They're coming up.
Good. Yeah.
But the only vehicle, MARKA, I repeat, the CID, the only vehicle for the police, that one single pickup, that pickup been down for 4 months.
This is sad.
The criminal service division, hearing this kind of thing. We're seeing a lot of new pickups. Just say one pickup to the police division, the criminal service division. Anyway, that is the anti-robbery division of the LNP. Can you imagine if you have the call say I'm robbery in my area, there's an attack? How do you expect the police, the CID, not traffic police going there, not highway patrol? That is the CID responsibility, anti-robbery. Folks, government officials, government security don't talk. They don't. The only vehicle of the CID, one vehicle. Imagine a whole country. Hey,
well, that is sad.
We'll pick it up.
It is sad. It is sad.
You're saying one vehicle to the police, man.
The anti-robbery unit of the Liberia National Police have one vehicle and it is down.
Don't repair it. It will break down.
I think sometimes I would not even supposed to say they won't say on.
No, we say you repair it will break down. It will break down.
Well, man, I know the only car is auto use to run behind it is down now. The man when you feel the operation. But it is right? I mean,
it will breach security protocol. but the thing, what I will say, the criminals know that the police don't have vehicles. They don't.
That's so bad.
It's a sad one.
So however, we can take up our calls.
Yeah, let's get calls there.
0770-202579. You can call this morning. Again, let me call because the last time the former foreign minister said the way you guys call the number with speed, I've been struggling to get through. So 0770-202579.
Okay, 0770-1530-565. Derek Ernest Koti is live on the line this morning. Good morning.
Thank you very much, and good morning to you, O'Neill, BBC Ravels, and MARKA.
You say O'Neill what?
New BBC Ravels.
O'Neill, BBC Ravels.
Why you calling me BBC?
Let me just be frank with you today. You know, you do all your joking, you and my friend,
MARKA.
But I admire you for one thing. Whenever you interview high-profile guests, like the Vice President, Senator Johnson, and other people, I mean, you are at your best. And this is very good for the station. Yes, I appreciate you for that. This is why I call you O'Neill BBC Ravels.
Thanks for the compliments.
Please accept that. Now, let me tell you something. Two quick issues here. Number one, I don't like that law. That's a bad law. Where you're telling people, you know, people are emphasizing it because it's a law. But it's a bad law. Now, you have somebody already in the House, in the legislature, the Senate or the House, receiving good salary, gas slip, and everything else. And I am a minister, a deputy minister, trying to go against that person. And the person is still using a car that we bought for him every 3 years, a new car. They're still receiving a huge salary, huge benefit. And you telling me, as a minister, I must resign to go against that man is very unfair. That's a bad law, a very bad law. And I think it got to be changed. And I'm not saying that people should disobey, but that law should be removed from the book. That's a bad law.
You mean especially the portion that talks about people resigning before contesting, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
You do that. And you just mentioned another important thing where you said there are other people working also in government. They are not appointed, but they're running. Now, what do you say? They're receiving their pay and running. You got a man sitting as a representative of senator. He's receiving his pay, and I'm going against him. You telling me to resign? It's unfair. Number two, you just mentioned something about a pickup concerning the CID. Now, let me tell you something. Thank God I've been around since the Tubman time. One thing I have noticed since the Tubman days is that government officials are not tolerant to criticism. They want you to always join the hallelujah choir. When they say this government is the best, or you join the everything is okay, it's the best. Don't have a dissenting view. When you do that, you are anti-government. Now, what you're saying here this morning is very serious. You have a government entity that is supposed to be chasing criminals. You want me to go? This is disgraceful. Oh, no, it's disgraceful. You got to change. Okay. And if anybody thinks that as a senior citizen of this country, like I told you before, I consider myself an elder and a senior citizen of this country for two reasons. Number one, I'm already 70. Number two, I have served this country for 37 years. So I'm an elder and senior citizen. Okay. So if anybody expects me to sing glory hallelujah, even if things are going bad, you lie. They will not come from me.
All right. Thank you, Derek Ernest Koti. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, Derek Koti. Today sounds the code of conduct. Good morning.
Good morning, MARKA and O'Neill. And let me say good morning to the many listeners and viewers following the broadcast this morning. I'm Aloysius P. Flomo Jr., and I joined the discussion for unification sitting in Lower Magibi County. MARKA, this morning I called to speak to the ROI Road project. You know, it is very dangerous, and in fact, this project has turned out to be a death trap, most especially in this rainy season. And the number of accidents keep increasing on a daily basis. Of recent, we listened to the chairperson of the Miami County Legislative Caucus on Tipo Rosa Estampo, where he disclosed that the funds that was allocated for this project by World Bank has been consumed. And I don't know how did we arrive here if you have this project have not even gone 30% and a lawmaker coming out to tell us the Liberian people that the funding that was allocated is being consumed. So we are calling on our legislators, our representatives and senators to see how best they can call the Minister of Public Works and those companies like the East Company that she said it is incapacitated to construct this road to answer some of those questions, because you cannot have people, or even last night on our way from town, we saw a dangerous accident where 3 persons in MARKA lost their life, and then you found policies, a lawmaker coming out telling us that putting our provider for such a project has been consumed. So I think it is time that our lawmaker call the public works minister and the East Construction Company to vote and answer some of the questions as to why this project is keep delaying.
Okay, thank you. You made a point. Let's do 30 seconds, please. I'll just take 2 more calls. 30 seconds, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, MARKA, good morning.
Good morning.
And let me say good morning to you. My name is Patrick Flomo. I called from Depot Road. I called basically this morning because something touched me as a father about the man that his daughter passed. You know, when even he called and talked to his daughter, I mean, as a father of God, deeply touched, you know, because I know what it means. I know what he's going through right now. I just want to extend my sympathy because no amount of investigation will bring his daughter back. But the fact is, the investigation might ensure that such a thing will not occur again. Okay. So this is what I will also encourage investigation. Thank you.
All right, thank you, brother. Let me take the belated birthday man, ML Hammond. Good morning.
Good morning, MARKA. Good morning, O'Neill. My name is ML Hammond and calling from Car City. MARKA has already used your platform to appreciate Anthony Charles of Moruba. Because I listened to the news that it was to the Liberian Aviation Authority in the welcome. And also having a common ground with an employee. Because your external position is how good relation you employ. And one thing I'm captain for his statement say, my president encouraging God to see how we can support us over here. Because if I can work well.
The black high issue with George Mobile. People's salary is not be like a news thing. I giving the bosses and thing in hand, but I pay the people's salary. No, that's a right. It's entitled to it.
There's a working man for President William. Like you can't work well, and President William not getting the money you want to get. So it's very important. All of people who are being putting into your government and anything to work because your level always shine for you. If you can't do those things, wow, it's trouble. Thank you so much. Give me the time.
Okay. We'll take 2 more calls. Our guest in studio. Yes, let's take 2 more calls.
Yes. 0770202579. This person is the second to last. Good morning.
No. Let me say good morning to you. This having people and I don't mind joining from a vegan district is not far. Let me appreciate you. But just when I want to speak to the PCC, the PCC city, please look to the Dubrow Junction, the South Wall. The residents of the rural communities in the entertainment centers, they're not doing well for the whole. They're just putting all the debt in the clinic. Look, that president domicile. Please just say, Mr. Toba, please increase your men on about intercession. You can have a previous intercession, they will have a pay filthy and dirty. Remember, live from way down the road and come to clear up place. Is that even don't send the money to your guys.
Okay.
Ensure that the place is clean.
Thank you,
my brother.
All right. Thank you. Let's pick the last call on the line. Good morning. Macklin, what happened with you? Cyprian Nimao, the MARKA.
interview have made a lot of people to be tuned to the 2FM morning talk show. And however, bringing people on MARKA on show, and they don't flavor to the talk show. Let me move on forward.
Yeah, they moving forward, you cross the road.
I've always been violated in this country. Mind you, at no point in time, only rather the activist Martin Renner is be appointed as the government teacher will violate the code of conduct in the Republic of Europe. Because when you are to resign 2 years prior to election, and then you not resign 2 years prior to election, it's compromised that in fact, even the position you are going for, you will not work dedicated and honestly in the court of law. And as such, every member, every citizen is constituent must take heed to the court of conduct. Any representative aspiring that violate the court of conduct, he or she will be denied at the ballot box. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Activate McLean Render. Folks, we'd like to say thanks for all of your calls this morning right here on the True Breakfast Show. When we come over our dissenting views, please don't take it personal. I mean, we all want the best for our country. That's why we say on the TBS, in the midst of our country first. You know, those of you who want to see George Weah should be at the ballot box. Let it be at the ballot box. You like it or not, let it be at the ballot box. And it's the responsibility of the Elections Commission to bring out that free, fair election results for us. You know, let's do it democratically. So if someone is supporting this other party you don't support, let's say no to any form of violence. Liberia is the only country we have. All right. This morning, I decided to bring on this family. You know, in journalism, we have something we call human interest. And I saw this on the social media, and this got to my heart. Steve really is in studio. Steve Dada passed. We have to delay them on the air for more than 10 minutes this morning. He burst down into tears. MARKA, I didn't share this with you. Okay. Yes, I decided not to bring them on the camera, you know. Oh, okay. Yes, as soon as he came to the studio, he burst down in tears again. I want you folks to listen up to this, and this have to do with our health sector. Yes. So something terrible happened at the TASA clinic in Lower Johnsonville, the FDA community, where his daughter passed. According to him, he just spoken with a daughter on the phone. In less than 3 minutes, someone called and said, well, you got to accept it or your daughter passed. I mean, it's a sad thing. So with the human interest part of this, I said, no, if I even have a high-profile guest, I'm going down for the lowest man to bring him on this public platform this morning. Good morning to you, Steve. And I think he accompanied, I don't know, his wife or his sister. Good morning to you. Welcome to the True Breakfast Show. Okay. Just introduce yourself. Let's start off with the lady there.
My name is Howard Johnson. I'm the mother for the child.
Okay, the mother of the child.
Yeah. I'm Steve Emery, the father of Cecilia Emery.
Okay, so I'm giving the next 2-3 minutes. Steve, I saw you on the social media and got my attention. That's how I placed the call into you last night. So just explain what happened.
You're on the 17th of this month, June. And June 16th was my birthday. So my daughter, we all celebrated my birthday. She cooked my birthday food. So the night of the 16th, she started to cough and say, "Pap, my cough, my chest can like pain." So I told her, but then you have to go to the clinic the way you deliver by God's help in the morning. And in the morning, it was a rush hour. My chief was calling me to make sure and report to him soon early in the morning. So that morning, I told her, you have to go to Mamusu Clinic where you deliver. There's a clinic in Ominka area there called Mamusu Clinic. Ominka Clinic called Mamusu Clinic. Now where she deliver. So I said, you should come there and go through your medication. She said, yes, Papa, I will come there. And I went along the road to where my boss called me. While there was a heavy pool of rain that Saturday. And when the rain started to pour, I decided to call her again, check on her. I call home. Sissy, yeah, you feeling prepared? You ready now? She said, yeah, Papa. I'm feeling thinking about baby the child, feeling to my little I eat everything. And I ready to come up, but it really heavy though. It really heavily. So, Papa, I think I could go to the nearby community clinic and get a cough medicine. Then tomorrow, by course, if I can go to Mama's clinic and carry on my treatment. I don't think that is the right thing to do. They can go there. How my daughter left. She went there. If you baby everything, clean the yard up, dress the baby up. I didn't get the picture. You see how the baby wear dress, you know the big town again, just a baby fine. Went to the clinic. At the clinic, I call her again. To see her to the clinic, say, yo, Baba, yo. But the people, the doctor here, they say they put me on 5-day injection and they gave me drip with 2 injections. I said, 2 injections, yeah. That's what happened. And then they charged me $4,000, but I paid $1,001. I said, okay, then the balance money will be able to pay. So just in that process, we'll still busy in the street. After a few times, about 10, the last talk we did, it was between 10, 40, 10, 40, 37, 47 between there. And that was it. That passed up to 12 to 1. At which time one chief superintendent from the community there, he's a pastor in the church which my daughter attend. And by that time, he called me on my phone. Steve, hello? I said, yeah. He said, I mean, your daughter condition has one officers by Alexander Sham. I said, let's get rush to that clinic. That guy called me, why man telling me? He said the clinic he's saying that my daughter's condition is stable, and one time he said I should report there. And how Ellis and I will rush there. And when I got to the clinic, what I observed, when I entered the clinic that very day, there was no nurse around, no doctor, nobody. I just entered the place. When I turned on my left, I saw my daughter lying down on her back, face up, tongue pushing her mouth. I rushed in the room. Then I saw her baby lying down on the other single bed. I said, well, who wanted me doing like this? I ran with my daughter. When I look on her face, there's a deep wound. But they managed to wipe the blood, and the blood, like when the blood, when you bleed until it clogged, and you have that like blood trapping somewhere even on the thing. So I said, oh, I took the cloth from her because she was covered wet cloth. I have the photo in my phone because I took every information there. I took all the photo. Immediately when I went there, I was shocked. But something that keep me not to be so that kind of way. So I took the photo. And the big iron that stuck her head was right by the bed. The iron that put that deep wound on her face. So I said, but what happened? Then they make in one time in the room. My brother, sorry, it already happened. And so I said, what are you saying, my man? Why you keep saying it's sorry, already happened? They think they can't think it happened. I don't tell me that thing. He came my daughter, you tell me. You can tell me that thing, yes, sorry. So you're doing that sorry, I myself so being confused. I said, we try to get in contact with other family members. And I start calling here and there. Then the very man who called me and said that my daughter condition was not stable, then he came in the company, in the yard, in the facility. Now they were all around there before, but they were pretending. So I started complaining about cars. I didn't know my daughter until she died. I got to rush up to GFK. But some people they say, man, they get down. You see, they go call, they get already. I said, my daughter not die. And I just managed, took her, put her in the car, and rush her to GFK. When we got to GFK, the doctor then came rushing us out. We went to the emergency ward. One doctor, Jabate, he came up, very instrument, check. He said, my brother, they get died ever since. I'm very sorry. They get died ever since. I'm very sorry. But surprisingly, at the clinic, my daughter lapad that I believe that was used to wipe her blood was never seen. Because she bled in the room, at which time there was nobody in the room. Only a patient was in the room. And a patient who managed to get ulcer and crawl. And when I start calling those doctors that ulcer. And when the doctor did not ulcer, those that called, they said doctor the nurse. And when they came rushing inside, they too started yelling, oh, my people, you imagine nurse yelling, calling community people. I know what I'm problem in the country. The nurse that a minister, they just saw my daughter condition, bleeding all in the room, blood all on the ground, jump ulcer and start yelling, oh, my people, come. And the whole area got crowded up. And after they did all what they could do, then they cleared the scene, waiting for the father to come out to pretend that, and that's what happened. So I carried her to JFK. After JFK announced, brought back in the community, and we carried her to Buckler Funeral Home. The body is presently now at Buckler Funeral Home, and only the family members and us just running up and down. I make a complaint to the police. I wrote Zone 5 Depot 4, Omega Depot, requesting the investigator there to please invite this man. But nothing much was done. He took the complaint, invited the man. He took the complaint, go to Zone 5 base. I went to Zone 5 base. Then the other CID man there, instead of calling for the man, for all of us to go to Central and carry the thing through the police chain, he there advising me that, oh, my man, the thought say will take long, that process, that business. I only want justice. I know my daughter is dead. And should I come back? But why killed my daughter? Why put that deep wound on my daughter's face?
So that's why I wanted to ask, because you said when you entered the room initially, when the person came, he said, oh, this thing happened already, this thing happened. Did he explain what actually happened?
Nothing much. They will tell me, my brother. I mean, you call him. I get some recording from him, but nothing. I'm not to bear to myself. Sorry, the thing already happened. He not talking about womb. He concerned about womb. He had telling me that sorry, maybe she get pressure. The pressure went up. I said my daughter know her pressure. My daughter know her pressure. If you think my daughter have pressure, then they can go to Mamusu, who she had delivered there 2 weeks ago, and go check the record.
Let's go to the mother of this child. I mean, talk about your daughter a little bit. You have a medical history where she had been sick, and she had to go to the TASA clinic. It's TASA clinic, right? Yeah. TASA clinic. Does she have a medical history that she had been sick all along, Mom? Yeah, the mom can answer.
I have no any kind of thing, staff or anything, because this is staff always take over people, malaria, sugar, and pressure, but she never explained anything that from the time I born. The other day she complained. Only thing she can complain on, Mama, when she called me at my house, she said, Mama, I just feeling cold, the cold getting me hotter. Then I tell her, I say, try to go to the hospital, you take, and then get you, then do your check-up, and get you refer cold medicine so you can take it. And the only thing she can complain on cold, but she didn't complain on any other things.
Okay, great. So when someone passed off, the hospital or that clinic report give a death certificate. What did they wrote out say on that death certificate? Because you still want to know the cause of the death of your daughter.
To this date, there have been nothing from that clinic. From that town up to this, the only thing they can say when they see her going to him, to the clinic, they say the man will clean it down. The man will clean it down. From that time up to this day, there's no explanation for that man. And what would he mean? One government will get involved, one at the consensus, one the press to flag it. You let me explain. How can you administer injection to somebody immediately watching die? Somebody will walk from the house with a baby in the hand, and just for you to administer drugs and they die immediately. And you expect for them to take the girl and bury her and be clapping in the community when the main house is not or even how do I call it? Or kilometer, it's not a kilometer away from our home. And he said right there, every morning sit on the place and up to now to speak, the clinic open. We need justice.
Has there been any intervention from the Ministry of Health?
We wrote the part of the ministry that have the authority to investigate all cases according to them. We got one or Dr. Koduba who received our communication, and he assured us that he could start the process, but from that time up to this date, we don't know how far they gone.
I'm concerned. Your daughter had a kid, a very young baby. Yes. How's the child doing?
My brother, like just go money her. And then he said we can sleep in the night, or at least she okay.
How old is the kid?
2 weeks, 3 weeks. The mother delivered June 1st. She delivered the Musu clinic. She never went down there for treatment. Because I told her not to go to that clinic. From the time she delivered, and we talk about her from the boyfriend side, I demanded the boyfriend go and register my daughter to either Derry Kale or Mamusu. And Usu, in a way she delivered safely.
Sincerely, in the process of this delivery and stuff, was there any kind of complication that was serious, maybe like that?
I'm saying no, my brother. My daughter delivered to Ominga Clinic. The lady who had a clinic called Mamusu. You can go do your background investigation. She has the record. My daughter delivered there safely. She took treatment there from day one up to the time she delivered. Only just to make mistake to go get called medicine for that clinic. And how today my daughter is dead. So the people in the community have been fully thing around because I said nurses in the country. People are destroyed.
You said nurses were yelling for community members to come around?
Yes, according to the information I gathered, they're calling people to help. Nurse calling community people to can't treat, they can't see the patient on the ground fighting. Imagine that kind of thing we get in the country. Imagine that kind of thing.
So, Mr. Steve Riley, you along with your wife, we tend to bring you here to gain some attention. Someone's phone is ringing there. I don't know, it's from in that side. You have to let it go, Mr. Riley. What do you want? What are you calling from justice? I saw you just on the social media. That's why we brought you on a bigger platform now. I mean, lots of people, hundreds of thousands of folks are monitoring you. And those of you listening, this could be you, your very self, and this happened to you. What do you want, Steve Riley?
One, I told you earlier, I will need justice. I don't want to have to repeat. I know my daughter is dead. She can't come back. That's a fact. She is there beating me. That meant destroy my daughter for nothing. But so many youth getting pregnant today in society and getting kind of clinic in the community. There should be investigation. There should be investigation by health ministry, by government. There should be investigation. And what led to my daughter to immediately die, the government should take action. That it will not be repeated. Because so many youth today, not only CC.
So nobody saying nothing to you at all?
Nobody.
Even the cleaner you took her to, no one saying nothing.
The cleaner she took the cough medicine and died.
Yeah.
Oh, I said, man, the West man. He's a West man. From that day, imagine in the community clinic. It destroys my daughter. I think you have been showing some concern. Come around the family and see how bad they're doing. But I say everything should on us. They morning said we're leaving for coming to the clinic, to come to the studio. The family were adding Steve. Without getting something today for the horse, now I think my bureau, I think I'll send no my problem. But we'll come by.
Yeah.
Even leave it for the people, even cook for family members in the
Okay. Other people saying, oh, please call to the Minister of Health. Well, the Minister of Health, we know that this interview has gone for nearly 30 minutes, so I know they could be following.
Yeah,
so,
you follow.
Yeah, so if
this video, the reason why I call Steve and MARKA, this video I have almost 100,000 views on the social media. Don't tell me in the modern world that the health ministry will not know. Yeah, no, man.
Yes, no, and even the proprietor of that clinic is also following. So we, like we said initially before we could start this interview, we gave you the call and say something, especially from the Ministry of Health angle, from the clinic angle. We would like to hear from you, but we would also like to hear from the public.
The public,
yes.
So this guy, Michael Joseph, say, my sympathy, my childhood friend from River says, all right, yes, yes. Some of you should show concern with Okay, yeah, Michael.
Okay, yeah. So we can
let's do the line open up. Yes.
0770-202-579 is the number you can call.
0770-153-265. This is actually exclusive on human interest. Yeah, I mean,
sure.
It's a very sad thing.
0770-202-579. Let me take this person. Yes, this person.
No, move on the monitor, man.
Anytime you call, you either switch off your radio or you stay away from it. Let's see this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, MARKA. Good morning, O'Neill. This is Ben Roberts, lead child activist on the Just and Women Just Right Foundation.
Okay.
Actually, I just want to use this medium to actually condemn the acts what happened. Though we are very sure from the other side of this entire incident, but we pray that the Ministry of Health and other relevant authorities will be able to go into investigation to investigate the matter so that when guilty, the institution can be one so that such incidents cannot occur or reoccur. So we pray that they take heart into the matter and we continue to follow it this way. Thank you so much.
Okay. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Your name, where you join us from?
Yeah, I'm Jim DK from SBA community. And me want to speak.
Go ahead.
Yeah, one of those that wanted to tell all the information. The first question I asked the man was, I saw the father say, what are you getting to get again? The man said, what are you getting any kind of injection? What are you asking? People want to know. The man don't answer that question today. And I first time. And that first time, you've been killing people, you've been killing people in this community.
That one is a huge allegation, but this one, let's talk about this one that I've come to the public glare. Thank you anyway. Let's take this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
We have to cook for Johnny from Johnsonville.
Okay.
You see, this country, that's how everything started, how everything can come in and coming in with no justice and things. And even me, if it were me, I would frustrate that black proprietor who
don't make violent comments.
No.
If you wanted to do so, he would not write the police and all of that. Good morning.
I think
morning.
Reverend Kupi calling. So,
Reverend Kupi was trying to call. I will take his call. Go ahead. Your line is a little bit bad.
My line is not good now.
Yeah, your line is not good. Please try to call back. Yes, please call back. Reverend Groupie was trying to call. We can pick him also. 0770-202-579. We have another caller.
Yeah, let me pick this person on the line. It's a sad one. And okay. This person's line is actually Jamie. Pick from your end.
Okay, let me take this one.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tyler. And Marka.
Go ahead.
How you guys doing?
We're fine. Go ahead.
My deepest sympathy to the family there. But I want to ask a question. You know, they are going to the father there and say he advised his son not to go to the clinic. But all of a sudden she went there. So have you ever heard that you ever heard bad record of that clinic? I wish he told her not to go there and she made a mistake going there.
Okay, you will address that. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka, and let me say good morning to the guests in studio. Firstly, let me extend my deepest condolence to them. It is very much saddening to hear such an unfolding, and I think it is time. Firstly, I'm Aloysius P. from Virginia. I call from Oklahoma County. Marka, it is time, like you said. I think authorities of the Ministry of Health need to put in the situation, because listening to what they explain, I think, though we don't want to be fast to speak, but there is some foul play or some missteps when it comes to that particular medical institution. And to serve them justice, like I'm saying, I think it will also be a precedent to serve for all that will be affected in maybe in the future to come.
Okay.
So I want to tell them sorry, never mind for what has happened.
Okay. Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka.
Good morning.
My name is Pierre Abraham Tamba. I joined from district to Johnsonville.
Go ahead.
You see, sometimes we turn to one of first, let me extend my condolences to the family in studio. But sometimes we try to wonder whether Ministry of Health knows about some of these family clinics. Why it's true that they are trying to have some level of help or assistance to national government, but I think they should be regulated. And in order for them to be regulated, they should be registered under the Ministry of Health. With that, the ministry should play a supervisory role. It's not just about taking or maybe taking little force from the people and giving them or some level of document that they can operate with. But you should have your field agents that will come and supervise these or small or community. But leaders not communicating this. Even the bigger hospitals, they are not being regulated. People are not taking regular drugs. They don't even have good drugs or system there. So I'm more about the small areas. We just the condition, the stress the families ongoing. But we hope that from today or from now, the mission might be following. We hope that we will try to think in a different direction positively. To say this time around, we need to start to do some level of supervision to the different community.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. 30 seconds, please. Go ahead.
Good morning, and let me say my critical container to your studio guests. You see, terrible thing that happened to me to here at the VA hospital. Yeah, up to the crack or just so no culture.
Only around here, why would they play a fast back calling you on the air so that they want to hear what happened to him? But I don't think government will have no anything for it. So I can say, in calling for justice, they get on you call for justice. Like we welcome in for getting my brother. I'm very sorry for what happened to you. Thank you for the opportunity.
Okay,
Just after this, we just
we'll go back to them. Sorry.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm Rufus Benjamin calling you from Johnsonville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I listened to the interview. I was so sad, because as a parent too, so many things were happening. I was sharing tears, when you talk about it, just that abruptly. So the best thing to do right now, and the team in Liberia, as they will go up like balloon, I will just come down, and nothing will come out of it. So let me pursue this case and let they ask for information, medical record on the prescription that was given to the child or to the girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then do everything, then provide everything, and then look at all those health workers, the credentials, why they were qualified to handle such cases. Because my wife too is a professional nurse. She assigned resources. So many things are happening. She'll come and tell me everything. So let them get ministry help, send someone there right now, and let get a credential and all the diagnostic analysis. Then present them, and who was the person on charge or in charge that particular day, and the person was given a treatment to. Then they will know what step to take, what to fire the person or prosecute the case. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Okay. Thank you so kindly for
and before we go back to our guests, in a modern country, a professional country, when such a thing happen, that lessons of that nurse can be revoked, all right, be suspended in order to not have reoccurrence. So if the Ministry of Health will be in contact with this family, if the health ministry remains silent on this one, we'll take our time and raise this every morning. But by the way, Steve, really, what do you do for a living? I'm sorry to ask you this question because you said something, it just came to my attention. Hold on. Yes. You have to listen. I'm on the phone. You said something, you left the house and people were asking, those who came down to sympathize, they're on the mat. Normally people on the mat. That's why all of the callers have sympathized with you already. What do you do for a living? You said something, you live in a house that people ask, you leaving something for me. What do you do? Let me just ask this question. I'm sorry.
I'm a member of the Liberia National Police.
Oh, you're a police officer?
The officer, I'm a sergeant in the police force. So I work with the Liberia National Police and how I am a living.
Well, this is saddening. Well, however, you listen to some of the callers. One person asked a particular question, whether you know any record or history about our clinic that you did not want your daughter to go there.
Yeah. Most people, when a kind of situation happen to them in the community, they keep silent. Same with build our little place in that community, will move there. Every time north of that hill where the clinic is located. So I advise my daughter not to go to community clinic, go to the bigger hospital like Musu, here David, and go there for treatment. And she chose Musu Clinic. I said the woman who 9 months, she know when in no community clinic will get treatment. I don't know. Just cough. That day she chose it, Papa, me go get a cough. Then tomorrow I can go to Musu and complete my treatment. When she deliver, yes, a woman delivered in a period of 2 weeks. You that not deliver the woman. You say, one young baby, they won't want to do the clinic for call. You think you say go to the way deliver? They may get a one injection immediately. They want PB on herself, started fighting, face juke or iron, bled and die.
Yeah.
So tell me, my brother, that way we are.
Okay, so we would like to take leave of you now. So just two of you can tell us. Mommy gone out? Oh, okay, yes. So just give us your final words to the Liberian people on this matter.
To the Liberian people and people around the world who have been calling me that we should seek justice, the family appreciate it. We will pursue it. We'll get in contact with other relevant authority. We'll get in contact with concerned citizen, human rights advocate. We'll get in contact with them. And they will fight our daughter case. We know she is dead. She don't come back. But we don't want the kind of situation to be repeated in the neighborhood. When you get neighborhood clinic, it's there to help the community people not to destroy the community citizen. And we're not tolerate that. So we'll try in our own weak way, backed by other international partners and friends, Liberian citizens, and we'll fight the case. So thank you very much.
Okay, Mommy, let's hear you.
I just want to ask the women of Liberia. It's too painful for you to lose your child that was not sick at all. I left to go visit my child on a Friday. The following Saturday, they called me that my child was dead. So, women in this country, please stand by me so that we can fight for justice for my child. I am high to the degree.
Yeah, we're so sorry for that.
17 years when I had my child.
Okay. Sorry for that. But just in case somebody want to reach out, you can call your number if people want to reach out.
2294.
Call it again, please.
0777 292294.
Okay, thank you so kindly. Thanks for coming. And sometimes it is good when things like that happen to you. You come out, let the people know about it. This is human being business. Sometimes when death happens, a person may not come back, but to ensure that circumstances that led to these kind of deaths are not repeated, that's the reason why it is good to stand up. I appreciate your strength, your emotional strength, to come out and speak out about what happened to your daughter. Thank you ever so much. We wish you all the best. And again, we say have our sympathy. Thank you. Okay, so we'll take a break now. Coming up next on the TBS is sports this morning on the Truth Breakfast Show. So keep it tight, don't go away. This is the TBS on Truth 96.1 FM. So now, top is coming up next to sports on the TBS this morning on Truth 96.1 FM. Yes, so let's join Naomi for news from the sporting world. Naomi, good morning.
Good morning, Mark. Liberian international Mo Sangari has signed a 2-year contract with Scottish Premier League club Livingston FC after previously playing for EPL 1 club Accrington Stanley. The agreement includes a season-long extension option. Sangari has made 7 appearances for Liberia and has scored 2 goals. The latest is stunning strike that earned Liberia a 2-2 draw against South Africa in the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers. 4 Liberian Football Association officials have completed a West Africa Football Union WAFU Zoom A workshop for security and medical personnel in Bamako, Mali. The workshop, which was held from June 23 to 5, was aimed at updating participants' skills and knowledge of the medical and security aspects of football. The 4 officials, including Beatrix Edwins and Asik Goa of the Security Committee and Doctors Justina Sedi, Hunter Chie, and Moses B. Trawili of the Medical Committee, received certificates upon completion of the workshop. Goalkeeper Asata Dolly has filed a complaint against Lee Morovia Football Academy CEO Sekou Monba to the Liberia Football Association, Arabi Bleachers Post has announced. The Liberia Under-20 goalkeeper cited in the complaint that Lee has failed to pay her salary since she joined the Upper Women's League club. Dolly further alleged that Lee CEO Monba was dishonest with her during the contract negotiations, declaring she was fooled. The former Blanco FC goalkeeper further alleged that her signature was falsified in a contract sheet that was prepared with a salary of 5,000 Liberian dollars. She has, however, called on the Liberia Football Association to intervene and asked lead Moreover Football Academy to pay her the $5,000 that was placed in the contract. Meanwhile, RFA Upper Women's League Club lead Moreover Football Academy has not responded to the allegations. Reports circulating in some corridors say Coach Robert Lighty might reunite with Watanga midfielder Kevin Barkley at B-Mountain. The Back-to-Back midfielder is one of the few players B-Mountain wants to sign this summer. Kevin could join the Gold Boys this summer. The club is in search of fresh midfielders, and Kevin is one of the players the club sees best suited to join. B-Mountain is closing in on him, with Coach Robert Lighty keen on reuniting with his former Team Watanga player. Arsenal have submitted a tier bid worth more than €5 million for West Ham and England midfielder Declan Rice. Triple winners Manchester City, who had a €90 million offer for a 24-year-old rejected on Tuesday, will not match the Gunners' bid. Arsenal have also had two bids previously rejected after their offers fell short of the €100 million West Ham want. However, it is understood the Hammers do not believe the structure of the latest bid is right. Rice's current contract at the London Stadium expires in 2024, but has the option for a one-year extension until the summer of 2025. If Arsenal's bid of an initial €100 million plus €5 million in add-ons is successful, the initial fee will equal the British record Manchester City pay for midfielder Jack Grealish. Earlier this month, England midfielder Jude Bellingham signed for Real Madrid for an initial €88.5 million, although that deal could reach €115 million if add-ons are activated. Following the club's Europa Conference League victory over Fiorentina earlier this month, Chairman David Sullivan said he was 99% sure Rice will leave West Ham this summer. Rice has scored 15 goals in 245 games for West Ham, having made his debut in the 2016-17 season after coming through the academy. He has been capped 41 times by England, playing in all 5 of the matches at last winter's World Cup. And that's all from our sports desk.
And of course, sports is a regular feature on the Truth Breakfast show here on Truth 96.1 FM. Coming up shortly, we bring you commercials and a bit of entertainment right here on the Truth Breakfast show on Truth 96.1 FM.
Rato, fast speed internet, and forever data pass. I have no excuse to not get one router in my house. Yeah, let me run 9 to 40 for me and the family.
Get your home internet router from any Orange store or POS around the country and enjoy affordable data packs that start from $9 for 10 gigabytes.
Starting today. Why not have a little more fun? Why not use money this easily? Why not get even closer to family? Why not work how you've always wanted? Fun, money, family, work. No network keeps you connected to it all, quite like Orange. It's all about what matters to you. Orange. starting today. Why not have a little more fun? Why not use money this easily? Why not get even closer to family? Why not work how you've always wanted? Fun, money, family.
96.1 FM. Coming up shortly, we'll join Otis B. Krua, the national chairman of Cummins Octopus, here on the TBS this morning. But let's take this bite of the song Tiwe Tiwe for national unity.
From now till the end of days, if we lose us only weather, we know Jah will make a way. Oh Lord, and even when we fight, we gon' make it right. And when we lose our way, no one save the day. And even when we fight, we gon' be alright. And when we lose our way, Jah will save the day. Tiwe Tiwe, Tiwe Tiwe, Tiwe Tiwe, Tiwe Tiwe, Tiwe Tiwe, Tiwe Tiwe.
Naomi Tapia celebrated her birthday on yesterday and refused to do the needful. Naomi Tapia refused to do the needful. But September is on the way. Don't worry, folks at RCR, September is on the way. Well, folks, let's take this down now and cross over to our guest here, a young man looking neatly dressed this morning. And I think those who are watching live real TV can see he looks smartly dressed this morning. He's here to propound on national issues and give the Liberian people reasons why he believes. Firstly, why he founded this group called the Cummins Octopus, and he will tell us the meaning of that name, and he will tell the Liberian people why he believes that Cummins is the alternative. Though his party is the Alternative National Congress, he will tell the Liberian people why Cummins is the alternative. He's the national chairman of the Cummins Octopus. His name is Otis B. Krua. Otis, good morning and welcome to the Truth Breakfast Show this morning.
Good morning, MARKA, and good morning to the Truth Breakfast Show family. My pleasantry also goes to the Liberian people who are enduring a lot of pains and sacrifices. But this morning, like many other media and engagements that have been made by the Cummins Bronskin ticket, along with the collaborating political parties and its support base, that there is hope that is just right at the middle of the tunnel, because we are not saying at the end of it. We are going to drag you to the end of the tunnel with light blazing all over.
Wow, that is good.
Yeah.
That is good. Which country are you from? I'm sorry to ask.
I'm Zlanda Otis Bankura. So 75% of my name shows that I am a native son of Nimba. Grew up in Magibi, spent a larger portion of my childhood there, and also I've gone to many of the other counties. Nimba.
Okay, that is great. You want to give us just a brief, maybe just what you are into, what kind of work you are doing? I mean, just before coming to found this Octopus, which you will explain about later. We just want to know a little bit about Krua.
So, like many young people in Liberia who are striving to impact the society in a positive way to see that Liberia becomes a better place. I have chosen a path, especially in academia, particularly in writing. I am an author who have published 2 books in Liberia. The first was in 2019, a collection of poems about interesting things about our country, positives and some ills that we can look forward to improving on. The next was published last year called Tears of Saber and Other Stories that look to achieving the issue of improving on women empowerment, girls' education, and fight against some sexual assaults. But and also I'm a member of the Liberian national quizzing team because quizzing has been a passion. I was part of the team that took part in the Ultimate Quiz Championship in Berlin, Germany last year with 2 medals won. So all of these things are things outside of politics.
Sure, absolutely sure. Okay, what political party are you a part of? Are you a member of any political party in Liberia?
So I became a member of the Alternative National Congress immediately we entered 2023. So I've just given a little synopsis of myself outside of politics. These things and the kind of challenges that pose the obstacles to where we actually envisage had all surrounded the political decisions and the political will of our country, government to be particular. So I thought that it would not always be necessary, like I'm saying to colleagues who might be in the same sense of professionalism, they do not want to get involved with politics, that it will always be necessary to join the vehicle that channel the largest change-making platform in our country or in the world at large, that is political decision. So as we are drawing towards the 2023 elections, let me take a decision. Let me view all of the political parties, including the incumbent. And by January, I came up to the position that has been for years, more than 3-4 years. I've been trying to review every one of them, follow their different messages. If some of them even provided messages, because some of them never. And I've always been following. And by January, I decided that I think Mr. Cummings has always been consistent on his message. Let me see if his message aligned with his institution, because I could have supported Mr. Cummings without joining the Alternative National Congress. But I learned that this institution has demonstrated a whole lot of administrative leadership throughout. There are not many internal affairs you will hear there like other political parties. I'm not saying those parties have not demonstrated theirs also, but I've understood that they have stood up with the same vision. So then I observed that this Alternative National Congress aligning with another political party that has demonstrated a strong will of legal action, positivism in our country, that is the Liberty Party. Then it means there's a choice for me. Let me go and join the Alternative National Congress, since we'll be aligning with the same vision in the collaborating political parties with the Liberty Party. So I'm a member of the Alternative National Congress.
Okay, I think you are a quizzer and you are a writer, if I may say. You're an author. That's great. I think your introductory statements alone impresses a lot of people. So thank you for that. Now tell us when you started this Cummings Octopus and why you named it Cummings Octopus.
So when I became a member of, just to go a little back, by the time I was evaluating the different political parties and presidential hopeful, I had interaction with several friends who, like my kind, were also making similar evaluations. We had common principles that we were looking forward to. We had listed the same challenges that we think Liberia is faced with. Some of those challenges are age-old challenges. Some of them were just strengthened in a negative sense by this regime. So I thought that there are a lot of them out there. There are ways in which I can get to, since I have made my decision, some of them made decision earlier than me, some of them later. So I thought that it is necessary that I reach out to them. We have same ideas. We are like-minded in terms of our political thinking now. Let us try to come together and do something. And we must effectuate the change by getting ourselves involved. So how can we get involved? Let us come up with this movement. It is more than an auxiliary, it's a movement. Let us come with this movement that is going to change the narrative of how young people behave in Liberian politics. Let us push more of ideas rather than the unnecessary actions and sinking. So many of our colleagues adopted, and like me, many of them joined the ANC later or the CPP. Some of them choose to just support Mr. Cummings and Councillor Bronsky because they believe in the ideology. And why the name Autopause? So Autopause as like you said, Autopause as a cephalopod is a kind of marine animal that uses both hair and feet for almost the same thing. So we think that it is not always, in a literary sense, it is not always necessary that people take action only with the feet and they do not use their head. So let us look at a symbolic representation of something that can reflect this. The autopause has 9 brains that gives it a strong sense that we are the communist autopause. So each of those 9 brains of the autopause, one is the central brain that controls the general activity. 8 of the other brains control one of the 8 arms of the autopause. That is why it's called auto. So each of the 8 controls smaller arms. So like our Kumi autopause, we have 8 organs other than the general Kumi autopause. Okay. General Kumi autopause is the central sense of every other organ. But we have 8 organs. Organ responsible to connect with the motorcyclist. Organ responsible to connect with certain group of women, because there are some female that would not want to generally get involved with the other general groups. Organs responsible to get involved with the scholastic groups. So we have 8 different organs, and that is why we name it Autopause.
What is your vision?
Our vision is to see a real change in Liberia, to see a better Liberia where our future will be discussed on a brighter table, rather than a time that we will be put out for school fees and use that time to go and sit and listen to inspirational speakers who will tell us that the future is bright. We want to see a future, or we want to be discussing a future that we are feel in our stomach by then, to give a better sense of what we'll be saying, rather than a time that we will have young people, will have a family or father who has not fed his family, but being told that the future is going to be bright and be hopeful always. So to achieve that vision, we must align with persons or institutions that foster that vision as well. That is why we think that electing Mr. Cummings, Alexander B. Cummings, as president of Liberia comes this October 10, and Councillor Charlie M. Bronsky as vice president, with the CPP, we can achieve that vision together in Liberia.
That is good. So, though you are relatively young, I believe that you saw a greater part of the Ellen administration, maybe the second term. You have seen nearly 6 years of the George Weah first term. So, by analysis, what are some of the leadership deficit that you have seen that you think Cummings can correct?
So, like I said, some of the challenges now were, or most of them were inherited, and those inherited challenges that is inherited by the CDC government, those inherited challenges were not improved, but rather it was worsened. One of the issue that even Madam Salif Hossein had made mention of is the fight against corruption. And we think that the fight against corruption has undermined greater part of what our country is to achieve. And the expectation of many Liberians was that the election of the CDC government would have helped improve on a better kind of governance that will fight against corruption. But unfortunately, in 6 months, in the Liberian parlance, we saw all the president horses that were being completed and built around here. The visible issue of we get time for that fight against corruption, we came to worsen the situation even more. We know of the situation of sanction on persons, including the chief of office staff of the president. But some others argue that the president is not involved, though the chief of office staff was sanctioned for corruption. So we also think that the issue about job creation for young people. Universities are producing us on a yearly basis, graduates. What kind of environment is absorbing these professional young people? There are some young people who are not interested in working in government institutions. Some persons are passionate about their career in the private sector. This government under the CDC regime is not providing such opportunity for us. We think that Mr. Cummings and the CPP can provide it hugely. Mr. Cummings has a vast experience in the private sector. He has that experience in terms of creating jobs. His message, his manifesto, the manifesto of the CPP, has a key component around the creation of jobs as an issue of fighting or maintaining national security. Producing 600,000 jobs in 6 years, 100,000 to a year, is enough to fight the threat of social deviant, as others could call them, or people who call them the disadvantaged youth. It is enough to fight the issue of unnecessary protestation or youth agitation. When young people have a lot of opportunities, those opportunities are not just limited to the ones that will go and work in government. But if I'm a writer of book, and that opportunity or that skill I'm using is giving the platform to allow me in MARKA, I believe there are a lot of young people who will want to seize opportunities of such, and I think that Mr. Kumi is able to provide it. I also think that this government had measurably affected our international stance in terms of international reputation. I just made mention of one. The United States is our largest, or one of our largest, if not, but our largest traditional partners in terms of providing aid among nations. If the United States will sanction for corruption key members of our country government, including the office of the president, chief of staff, including the managing director of the gateway to our economy, including the one who presides over the judiciary aspect of our executive, it shows to you, and even including members of the legislature, it shows to you that our government has undermined its international stance in that area. Because internationally, we must be moving towards trading partners. We must be attracting these people. People who are supposed to be providing our aids are sanctioning our key official for stealing, in a sense to say. I think the administration of Mr. Elizana Benedict Cummings is going to work to improve that, because he has demonstrated over years.
So just to ask, because this issue, the first thing is corruption. I believe that corruption is the threat to the development of any society. So Liberia is of no exception. 2006, Madam Ellen declared corruption as public enemy and promised to fight corruption. At the end of her presidency, she gave a lot of names to corruption, including vampire and all of that. George Weah also on his inauguration day said that his government will ensure that public resources will not enter in the pockets of officials. That is a promise to fight corruption. Today, we are still talking about corruption. What example or what has Cummings portrayed or demonstrated that you think he can combat corruption?
So, I think the references made to the past regime and the current regime shows something in common. We follow the same path of electing politicians who have either served in one or two posts. Obviously, they will have reason to cover up certain things, or these are persons who, quote unquote, have relatives in government to protect their interests, and some of them have been involved with corruption as well. They will have to protect those persons' interests. This is why Mr. Cummings have said, and the CPP have agreed with him in his manifesto to say that he is not going to have any immediate member of his family working in government. That shows, because if an immediate member of your family is involved in certain things, I don't care what happens, it undermines certain strong will that you have to be very harsh on fighting certain things. So Mr. Cummings has said that my presidency is not going to have any immediate member of my family working in my government. Meaning I'm going to take everyone on an equal basis based on the services you provide to the Liberian people. The CPP have also said that in a combat to the issue about corruption, there is a need to revisit some policies, some tax issues. I was just asking myself recently when that concern was brought up in a particular conversation. Let's say, for example, Liberia is the second largest ship registry in the world. The first is Panama. Have we made research to know what is Panama revenue generated from that? The third is Marshall Island. Have we done same? Liberia is generating a lot of resources in other areas that have not been publicly shown to the Liberian people. So Mr. Cummings has demonstrated and has said over time that we are going to revisit some of these policies of revenue generation tax issues. And also the issue of creating a special court to trial corruption cases. This is also going to help fast track the issue of corruption. So there are so many things that we could go about naming.
Even though the recent LACC Act gives prosecutorial power to the commission.
Usually what I want to reference, I'm not a legal expert. I will not want to claim expertise in it either. But what I usually say is that the law is seen well. Policies are well when it has that effect on the people generally. So what are the references do we have that the LACC have prosecuted corruption cases? The LACC has been, the LACC itself in just this regime has been a hub of corruption allegations over time. So there's a reason why we must have a kind of executive. I'm not saying it must be on a man, it must be improved on though, a kind of executive power that is willing to fight corruption.
But however, some of the issues you have mentioned, we listen to them again. Let me announce to the Liberian people that this morning we have a young man. His name is Otis B. Kura. He's the national chair of a movement he called the Cummings Octopus. He's here as our guest this morning. Let's look at some of the lapses. You name some. You talk about corruption. You talk about the need to create the job and all of that. These are some of the sectors, but yet we have other sectors that, like for example, infrastructure development. What is your grading of the CDC government when it comes to infrastructure development, and how better you think Cummings can do than what the CDC administration is doing now when it comes to infrastructure? We look at road and other infrastructure.
So when we relate infrastructure development to the general good of a country, we want to see things that are built that are going to attract investment, things that are going to create more opportunities in the country in terms of improving its economy. So you will make mention of road, for example. I most recently came from the Southeast, that I think there are a lot of resources there that need to be transported to urban area to improve on our marketing. But I can assure you that when you try to drive from here to Grand Jide now, you might likely remain around the Tapeta area and choose to do your online broadcast instead of reaching there, except you want to be. So what does that simply mean is that the kind of infrastructure that is being boasted about by this regime is what others would say cosmetic development. It's just to show the face of it. It looks beautiful in the eyes of people in the urban area, that there is a road leaving from Rehab Junction to the home of the president, everywhere connected, have quota, you have road connecting this other community to maybe the Minister of State House. But are there roads from Riverside to Maryland County? Do we have road from Grand Crew to Harper? How easy is it for people to connect? This is why Mr. Cummings and the CPP have said in our agenda that key part of the 100 days plans and in extension the manifesto is to initiate the construction of roads connecting major cities. This is going to help the issue about growing our economy. So you can connect major cities where you think agricultural produce, because there's a hub of the economy, according to the CPP manifesto, where agricultural produce will be coming from. It is not to connect from the home of Councillor Bronski to the main road, or from the Chief Justice home to the main road. So in terms of infrastructure, also we will look at the issue about electricity, because these are things that attract foreign investors. How well is your supply power? How well is it? These are things. So generally, you look at the current regime, you know that it's poor, generally poor in terms of that. Improving on the internet facility, because we are growing to a 21st century country. That is the manifesto of the CPP. We want to grow into the 21st century country. So we are discussing infrastructure in 21st century. We are discussing the kind of infrastructure that will have general impact on the people, that will help the economy to grow, that will attract foreign direct investment in terms of the electricity, improving on the current hydro and providing more solar panel energy, connecting major cities roads, not community roads in Monrovia, connecting waters to homes, even in the rural areas, providing or improving on the internet facility. These are the kind of infrastructure that when we have achieved as a country, we believe that we will be saying to ourselves that infrastructure has provided a means of development. So on that basis, I think the grading of this regime, except we go about doing scaling of grade, even we scale that grade, they will fall below because they answer wrongly. They are trying to write, but they are writing the wrong answer on the wrong page. They didn't try to connect farm to market roads. They didn't try to connect major cities. But it's going to be too short to do that, because from now to October 10, they are not going to have the opportunity. January will be inaugurating Mr. Cummings and Councillor Charlie Bronski.
Well, strong young man. This policy of government decentralization, I don't know whether it is captured in the manifesto of Mr. Cummings. We saw the building of county service centers across many counties under the Elling administration. However, today we still have people running to Monrovia for driver's lessons. We still have people running to Monrovia to do their national ID card. So to a larger extent, most of these county service centers nearly empty, because even government ministries in Monrovia are struggling with stationery, for example. They want more about these county service center. What are plans for decentralization in the manifestos of Mr. Cummings and the CPP, if you have real in-depth idea?
And MARKA, it might not be limited to government ministries in Liberia. It might even be extended to government institutions or embassies outside Liberia when it comes to struggle with logistics or infrastructure or issue about stationery. But it's key to focus on what is now. There is this story of an older relative of mine who lives outside Monrovia, and this person needed to process. They needed to get money from the bank from their service in terms of work, and they needed to get a citizen ID card before getting that money. The money was $35 and the citizen ID card is $5 usually. This person has to leave from when I received that call that they needed me to provide assistance on transportation, and I calculated the distance. When you come for the money, you use the money to buy citizen or to pay for your citizen ID card. How much will you be returning back with? Technically, you'll be net negative. So it is key. And this is why Mr. Cummings and the CPP have said that is a very key thing. All of the county service center need to be revitalized. They need to be active. Government cannot be run in only Monrovia alone. If this becomes the case, you might have even unnecessary urbanization, because people will think that working in those places, before even getting their money, they will have to pass through all of the unnecessary processes. Before getting whatever they have worked for, the little they have worked for, they need to come back to Monrovia first and use maybe 10,000 to come to Monrovia. 10,000 to go back. So the person will choose to just come to Monrovia and live and work. If they were working there for 30,000, they do the calculation and say, but I prefer to just go and live in Monrovia and work for 20 or 10,000 or 15,000. Unnecessary urbanization comes in, and it has effect too on the nation. So the CPP has taken that as a priority in terms of revitalizing it and receiving part of the 100 days plans of Mr. Cummings. So that is something that Liberian people can rest assured that upon electing Mr. Cummings comes October 10 and inaugurating him in January, Mr. Cummings will immediately, the administration of Mr. Cummings will immediately embark on revitalizing county service centers all across Liberia.
How close is the octopus to the CPP central or let me say the bigger or the national leadership of the CPP, and are you factored in the campaign plans?
So the interesting thing is that the CPP, the ANC, the Liberty Party, Mr. Cummings, Councillor Bronsky, the Autopos, Otis, everyone has a key factor in this election, that is the Liberian people. Our focus or our agenda is to ensure that this message about real change should reach out to the Liberian people. Yes, we are working with every authority necessary to ensure that we are saying the right thing that we have heard. We are corrected when we have erred since we are young. And if we are to reach to a particular place at a time and we cannot reach there that fast, we get a push to reach there as fast as we're supposed to. But we are not, and we have said it on many other platforms, that we do not want to be celebrating the issue of knowing Mr. Cummings, knowing Councillor Bronsky, knowing this other person. Matter of fact, Councillor Bronsky and I personally have gone way back. She was even the lead panelist at my book launch last year. Yeah, Councillor Charlie and Bronsky. So right now, the focus attention is how well can we get everybody on board? Because the thing is, if I sit on this platform and tell you, yes, Mr. Cummings knows the Autopos, Councillor Bronsky knows the Autopos, Chairman Billy, why if there is another person who wants to start a movement to help this process, and he or she thinks that the priority should be an authority of the party know him or first, that young person will not be able to start this. So let us be cognizant that this is about our future. This is about our future. And I've usually said it. This is not about Mr. Cummings. This is not about Councillor Bronsky. Mr. Cummings is wealthy. Councillor Bronsky is not poor. We need a future for Liberia that Liberians, not everyone want to be riding the big cars, though it's a desire, but people want to have dinner on their table when it is dinner time. People want to have the opportunity to go to school when it's time for schooling. People want to have the opportunity to get better jobs to improve their lives. And that is the agenda we are pursuing. This is not an agenda to make Mr. Cummings president at all costs. We just think that Mr. Cummings at this particular time is bringing the message that resonates with this agenda. The CPP as an institution is leading this agenda. And what we can do, we call on everybody that we get involved. Let us push the agenda.
What would you say to somebody who will tell you, Otis Bikura, Mr. Cummings is a good man. He has good plans for the country, but he's new. Let him wait 2029. Maybe we'll join a train to make him president. What would you tell somebody who will look in your face and tell you that?
Except I know the definition of the new that the president is using, because my very self has said that the newness of Mr. Cummings is an asset that Liberian people must tap into. The newness means a different way of doing it. The newness, in my sense, means doing it other than the way it has been done in the past that have been negative. This is why the few days as a student of literature, I was reading a poem by Homer. It's called the Odysseus. And I read an interesting part of it there. It is an idiom that is adapted in the world now called between Scala and Charybdis. So this new man is like he's the one passing all through Scala and Charybdis. MARKA, Scala, and Charybdis were two obstacles during ancient Greek mythological time. So this Greek hero Odysseus and his team were coming from a 10 years wandering journey, and they needed to pass through. Scala was a horrible monster on one end of the water. Charybdis was a wailing pool on the other end, that when you are so afraid of Scala if you are so afraid that Scala will swallow you up and kill you or destroy your ship, the fear is going to push you towards Charabis, and Charabi is going to damage your entire ship. So the only way to pass through Scala and Charabis is not think about Scala and not to think about Charabi, is to look forward. And I see Mr. Cummings as that looking forward. Mr. Cummings, Councillor Bronsky, they are the newness to our vision. They are the newness to the way Liberia should be. So we are asking those Liberians who have adopted our belief that Mr. Cummings is a new person in Liberian politics, seize that belief, own it, and run with it. That this new person in Liberian politics is coming with a new idea, is coming with a new narrative, and it can change things around. Interestingly, the new ideas I've listened to Mr. Cummings, I've listened to Councillor Bronsky over and over, and other officials of the CPP, even Chairman Ability. They have been consistently giving this message that we want. Why can't we own it? Why can't we run with it? So let's seize that newness.
Okay, that is great. Liberians seize the newness in Cummings and have a new Liberia. That is the word of Otis B. Crew out there. Before we can interact with the public, do you have chapters or extension beyond Maserado County as the Autopass?
Yeah. Autopass has extension beyond Maserado, and we are still working. As I'm speaking with you, we have team in the field currently. We've been in the field. We are not just we are now a national choir department, because I was there for a reason. There is an political institution that has turned into a national choir department. Every week there must be battle cry, singing and going live. So we are not going to singing, because singing and the dancing have not helped us as a country. So we are extending outside. We are still working in Basso, within Magibi. We are extending to other places, Bon County, Nimba. We are ensuring that this message of real change, the nook and cranny of Liberia must, this message must reach. And we are seeing it, like, in a sense to say, we are seeing it like, whenever we are working about this thing, I want to say to other members of the collaborating political parties or supporters of this coming Bronsky ticket, do it like you are the only person who needs to get it done. And that is how we are seeing it. Like, we are seeing it in a positive sense, that if we do not reach to this point, no one else will reach there. So let's reach there. So yes, we are across the districts. We have structures, leadership structures across the districts in Maserado, in other counties as well.
Okay. First call us on 0770-202-579. Let's be brief, maybe 30 seconds, and just hit the point. The too much pleasantries, let's forget about it and go straightly to the issue. 0770-202-579. Let me take this first caller here this morning. Good morning.
Good morning, MARKA.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning to my very good friend and brother, Otekra, and in fact, my Nima Kante brother. And as I listen to Otis is a very smart young man who I believe that he doesn't just join something because you see other people joining it, or he's not somebody who believes in the bandwagon stuff. He do it with conviction and passion, even though I'm not supporting his getting the impression of Mr. Elizabeth Cummings, but I wish him all the best as he strives to also a believer in the opposition. We are all working to make Liberia better, and to make Liberia better, we want to change this kind of leadership that we have, George Weah, but we just don't want to take a race to change George Weah with Mr. Elizabeth Cummings.
Okay. Oh no! Hello.
Good morning, Margaret.
You always doing this.
I'm very sorry. This is Alvin Cook, and I joined a discussion from a vegan district number 5 global meeting. Let me appreciate Otis for the deliberation. My question is, you have to win before you govern with all the benefits. The message first should resonate with the people. And when you resonate with the people, we see the outcome. But we're not seeing the outcome and the message resonating with the people. So how will Mr. Kume win?
Okay.
To be able to go on?
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning again, MARKA, and good morning to the people of that. I mentioned good morning to the students there. And I activate my render, and I do call for you. Honestly, you make a very serious point, and a very young guy who is supporting Alexander reach his ideological support across the 0% of our country. He has to do more and to add more power to the easy to address people. Anybody opportunity activist McLean Render.
Activist McLean Render. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
First of all, what I want to say is I want.
What's the name? What's the name? Where do you call from, sir?
My name is John W. Morris.
And you want what?
I just want for Ote to check my private number, and after the program, let you call me. I want to talk with you privately.
You want to talk to him? Okay, 988. Okay, no problem. Let me take this person. Good morning. Please stay away from your receiver.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm Samuel City calling from Jersey, Robinsville.
Go ahead.
Thank you to your studio guest. He's a very young man, brilliant. And then he's knowledgeable about the politics of Liberia. But my advice to him is, if he actually want a positive change and mean well for this country, then he join the rescue team, JMB, so that we can defeat.
The man campaigning to you, one campaigning to the man. You joking? I will just take at least 2 more calls. 0770-202-579 is the number. Call and participate. 0770-202-579. Otis, I think I marked that person's number. I will give it to you. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Joseph Glad from District 12. I want to say congratulations and thank you to my friend in studio. I just want to talk a little bit about corruption. Corruption is fraud by the system that you put in place. And the system is backed by policies. Policymakers themselves must not live above the policies. Then you have a fight of corruption. The National Power for Iraq and Corruption to create 1975 and live with Aristotles. And because what corruption does, it is the fabric. It undermines the economy. And people who are so corrupt, they are self-centered. They want to have even much more than the country. So as a result, we suffer. We suffer. The country suffers. So corruption is fraud by the system. And people who, again, are so corrupt, they're because of self-centeredness. They want to be rich. They want to take everything for themselves, and they don't care. And so the system is messed up.
Okay.
That is the reason why our country is going this way it's going.
Thank you. Let me take the last caller. 30 seconds, please. Go ahead.
Good morning, Chief MARKA. Melvin Bar is my name, and I do a member of the resident.
Go ahead.
Thank you this morning for the show, and big thank you to the Truth Kevin family, and thank you to your guests for his point made. But my point to him is to push the platform. I think he got to turn rescue one so that we all can push him.
The man telling you what communists can do for Liberia, he said he should join. You think the man told you already that he did all of his analysis and made his decision. He said he should join. That you get them. Let me just give the man the opportunity. Well, Otis, just respond to the caller so that we can close maybe in 2 minutes time.
Thank you so much. So I think my friend Mike Timber, Samuel City, Melvin Gwan, they all were in the same line when it comes to the issue about the rescue and taking risk. Let me say in answering or responding to that this is why I gave the symbolic representation of Scala and Charabis that I've used most of the time here to discuss my candidate. I've not seen the other candidates to be very bad. What I see is that Mr. Cummings' agenda resonates more with the challenges we have now. I think you have to review your mission and see what are the similarities between your mission and the current regime you want to change when you are talking about taking risk. For example, you find out that your mission will have key members. We were talking about corruption and other issues about governance. Your mission will have key members who are part of the very legislature that was condemned most recently in the statement of the U.S. ambassador when it comes to their responsibility. And that mission will be saying that the regime, and if you are discussing that very mission and that regime, they have more commonality. There are persons who are leading in that mission that were just recently part of the regime. It was just recently. So I would say that you have to review and see those similarities. If you clearly review, you'll find out that the mission and the current regime have more similarities that will mean that we'll be even taking more risk. And you'll find out there are more contrast positively with the CPP. So I will encourage you people, it is not late. We can stay join. You guys were part of the CPP before. It is meant for you to be part of the CPP. You can come back and be part of the CPP. And then yes, the Mr. Joseph, I think he spoke on the issue of corruption already by expanding what we said. I agree with him, and I cannot agree with him even more. And having talked about winning before governing, how do we win? We must first have a message that resonates with the people. Will our message be honest for the sake of governance, or are we just going to bring a message of scheme just because of winning? Mr. Cummings has said 8 times without number that he's not just in this process because he wants to win an election against CDC or against the United Party or against another party. It is because he has the passion and the ideas to take Liberia to the next stage. This is the message we are propounding. If this message resonates with you, Avi, I appeal to you. There are few persons you know or thousands of persons you may know. Join this message also so the numbers to win can come from the message and we can govern together. And activist McLean.
Yeah, so yeah, that just close. Just in 30 seconds, say bye.
So thank you so much, MARKA and the True FM family, for having us here. We want to appreciate the Liberian people for your listening here and your call. We say that this October 10th, Elizana B. Cummings and Councillor Charlie M. Bronsky is the way out. That ticket is the way out. Go for it October 10th. Join the fixing process and let's fix Liberia together. Thank you so much.
Okay, Otis B. Kura, the chairman of the Cummings Octopus, has been our last guest this morning on the TBS. Well, we are taking our weekend break, and Augustine Sa Kuris Kanga will be here on tomorrow to end the week's presentation of the TBS here on Truth 96.1 FM. My name is MARKA Davis. I was here with O'Neil Roberts. Do have yourself a wonderful weekend.